There lived a barber known far and wide for his remarkable skills. His name was Kunle, and he was loved by many for his charming smile and swift hands that could transform even the messiest of hair into a work of art. Kunle's shop was always bustling with customers, despite the hard times that had befallen the village. People would flock to him, hoping that a fresh haircut would bring them luck and prosperity. But little did they know there was more to Kunle than met their eyes. Kunle was a man of secrets, and he guarded them fiercely. He never spoke of his past or where he learned his trade, and he always kept his back room locked tight, claiming it was where he stored his most precious tools. Despite the whispers and rumors that circulated among the villagers, no one dared to question Kunle's method. After all, he had a way of putting people at ease with his smooth talk and quick wit. But beneath his friendly facade, Kunle harbored a dark secret. Deep within the confines of his back room, he conducted mysterious rituals, using the hair of his unsuspecting customers to fuel his quest for wealth and power. As the days passed, Kunle's business flourished, and the villagers marveled at his seemingly endless prosperity. But little did they know their trust in the charming barber would soon be put to test as soon as one curious customer begins to unravel the truth behind Kunle's success. In the heart of the village, Kunle's barber shop stood like a beacon of hope amidst the struggles of the townsfolk. Despite the hard times, his business thrived, drawing in customers from far and wide. Every day, the shop buzzed with activity as people eagerly awaited their turn in Kunle's chair. But behind the scenes, in the secrecy of his back room, Kunle engaged in rituals that would send shivers down the spine of anyone who knew the truth. With a solemn expression, Kunle would gather the clippings of hair from his customers and carefully store them away. Then, under the cover of darkness, he would light candles and chant incantations that were whispered to him in dreams. The air would crackle with an air of energy as Kunle worked his magic, using the hair as offerings to unseen forces in exchange for wealth and fortune. As the night passed, the villagers began to notice a change in Kunle, a newfound confidence that bordered on arrogance. But despite their suspicions, the villagers remained silent, afraid to confront the man who held their fate in his hands. For Kunle had woven himself into the fabric of their lives, and to challenge him was to invite disaster. And so as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, Kunle's power grew, fueled by the unwitting sacrifices of those who sought his services. But little did he know, his carefully constructed facade was about to come crashing down as one brave soul dared to uncover the truth behind these mysterious rituals. Among the regular patrons of Kunle's barber shop was a young man named Jonas. Unlike the others, Jonas was not content to simply sit in silence as Kunle worked his magic with scissors and comb. No, Jonas was a curious soul, always eager to uncover the mysteries of the world around him. As he sat in Kunle's chair, Jonas couldn't help but notice the strange aura that surrounded the barber. There was something off about him, something that sent a chill down Jonas's spine. Determined to uncover the truth, Jonas began to pay closer attention to Kunle's actions. He watched as Kunle collected the clippings of hair from his customers and carefully tucked them away in a hidden compartment behind his chair. But Jonah's curiosity only grew stronger with each passing day. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to Kunle than met the eye, and he was determined to find out what lay hidden beneath the surface. And so, one fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the street grew quiet, Jonas made his move. With a heart pounding in his chest, he slipped into Kunle's shop under the cover of darkness, determined to uncover the truth behind the barber's mysterious rituals. As he searched the dimly lit back room, Jonas's hand trembled with anticipation, and then just as he was about to give up hope, he stumbled upon a hidden compartment tucked away beneath a loose floorboard. With bated breath, Jonas reached inside and felt his fingers brush against something cold and smooth. Pulling it out into the light, he gasped in horror as he realized what he held in his hands, a lock of hair tied with a frayed ribbon and stained with blood. For in that moment, Jonas knew that he had uncovered the dark secret that lay hidden within Kunle shop. And with newfound determination, he vowed to expose the truth, no matter the cost. With the weight of his discovery heavy on his shoulders, Jonas knew he had to act quickly. He couldn't let Kunle continue his dark deeds unchecked, knowing the harm it could bring to the village. Summoning all his courage, Jonas decided to confront Kunle directly. He waited until the next day when the sun was high in the sky and the street was bustling with activity before making his way to the barber's shop. As he entered, Jonas could feel the eyes of the other customers on him, curious as to why he was there. But he paid them no mind. He focused solely on the man who sat waiting with a smile on his face. With a determined stride, Jonas approached Kunle and looked him straight in the eye. "I know what you have been doing," he said, his voice steady despite the fear that gnawed at his insides. Kunle's smile faltered for just a moment before he regained his composure. "And what is it that you think you know?" he replied, his tone laced with an icy edge. But Jonas refused to back down. He told Kunle everything from the hidden compartment filled with locks of hair to the blood-stained ribbon that he had found. As he spoke, the other customers listened intently, their eyes widening with shock and disbelief. And when Jonas had finished, there was a moment of tense silence that hung heavy in the air. But then, to Jonas's surprise, Kunle began to laugh. It was a cold, mocking sound that sent shivers down Jonas's spine. "You think you know the truth, boy?" Kunle sneered, his eyes flashing with malice. "You know nothing of what I am capable of." And with that, he dismissed Jonas with a wave of his hand, confident that he had quashed any attempt to expose his dark deeds. But little did Kunle know, Jonas was not so easily deterred, for he had seen the darkness that lurked within the barber's soul, and he knew that he could not rest until justice was served. After Jonas's bold accusation, tension hung thick in the air of Kunle barber shop. The other customers exchanged nervous glances, unsure of what would happen next. But Jonas stood his ground, his resolve unwavering despite the chilling laughter that echoed from Kunle's lips. With a steely gaze, Jonas faced Kunle once more. "You can laugh all you want," he said, his voice trembling with determination, "but I will not let you continue your dark deeds unchecked. The village deserves to know the truth." Kunle's laughter ceased, replaced by a look of thinly veiled rage. "You dare to challenge me?" He spat, his voice dripping with venom. "You, a mere boy with no understanding of the world beyond your own narrow view." But Jonas refused to be intimidated. He knew that Kunle's charm was just a facade, a mask to hide the darkness that lurked within, and so he stood tall, his heart pounding in his chest as he prepared to face whatever came next. With a swift motion, Kunle rose from his chair, his eyes blazing with fury. "You will regret this, boy," he growled, advancing towards Jonas with clenched fists. But before he could reach him, a voice rang out from the doorway, stopping him dead in his tracks. It was the village elder, a wise and respected figure among the townsfolk. With a stern expression, he addressed Kuli, his voice commanding and unwavering. "Enough," he said, his gaze piercing through Kuli's facade. "The time for deception and lies is at an end. You will answer for your crimes, and the village will have justice." Kuli's expression twisted with rage, but he knew that he could not defy the elder's command. With a begrudging nod, he stepped back, his eyes smoldering with resentment as the elder turned to address the gathered crowd. "People of the village," he began, his voice ringing out with authority, "it is time that we confront the darkness that has plagued us for too long. Kunle may have deceived us, but together we will ensure that his reign of terror comes to an end." And with that, the villagers nodded in agreement, their determination burning bright as they prepared to confront the evil that had lurked in their midst. For they knew that justice would prevail no matter the cost. As the village elder's words echoed through the barber's shop, a sense of resolve swept over the gathered crowd. They had tolerated Kunle's deceit for too long, and now they were determined to see justice served. With steely determination, the villagers rallied together, forming a united front against the darkness that had plagued their community. They demanded answers from Kunle, refusing to be swayed by his charm or intimidation tactics. But Kunle, sensing the tide turning against him, grew desperate. He pleaded innocence, spinning tales of lies and deception in a futile attempt to salvage his reputation. But the villagers were not swayed, for they had seen the truth with their own eyes. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon and darkness descended upon the village, Kunle was brought before the village council to answer for his crimes. The air crackled with anticipation as the elders deliberated his fate, weighing the evidence against him with solemn determination. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the verdict was reached. Kunle was found guilty of deception and manipulation, his crimes against the village too grave to be forgiven. And with a heavy heart, the elders pronounced his punishment, banishment from the village, never to return under threat of severe consequences. At first, Kunle protested, his voice filled with anger and defiance. But as the reality of his fate sank in, he fell silent, his eyes filled with a mixture of resignation and regret. And so, under the watchful gaze of the villagers he had deceived, Kunle was escorted from the village, his once proud demeanor reduced to nothing more than a shadow of its former self. As it disappeared into the darkness, a sense of closure washed over the village. Their faith in justice restored once more. And though the scars of Kunle's deceit would linger, the villagers knew that they had emerged stronger, united in their resolve to never again be swayed by the darkness that lurked in their midst. With Kunle banished from the village, a heavy silence settled over the once bustling streets. The villagers watched in solemn silence as the former Baba disappeared into the distance, his fate sealed by his own deceit. But even as the darkness of the night enveloped the village, the sense of unease lingered in the air. For while justice has been served, the scars of Kunle's deception ran deep, leaving behind a trail of mistrust and uncertainty. In the days that followed, the villagers grappled with the aftermath of Kunle's downfall. They whispered of his crimes in hushed tones, haunted by the realization that someone they had trusted had betrayed them so deeply. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, a sense of unity began to emerge. The villagers came together, bound by a shared determination to rebuild their community and move forward from the shadows of the past. And as they worked side by side, repairing the bonds that had been broken by Conley's deceit, they found strength in their collective resilience. For they knew that while the wounds of betrayal may take time to heal, they would emerge from the darkness stronger and more united than ever before. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, life in the village began to return to normal. The streets once again buzzed with the laughter of children and the chatter of neighbors, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human heart. And though Kunle's name was spoken of less and less as time went on, his legacy lived on as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of deception and greed. For the villagers knew that while the allure of wealth and power may be great, the cost of betraying one's community was far greater. And so, as the sun set on another day in the village, the echoes of Kunle's downfall faded into the night, replaced by the promise of a brighter future forged from the ashes of the past. As the seasons changed and life in the village continued, whispers of Kunle's fate lingered like a shadow over the community. Some spoke of him with scorn, remembering the betrayal he had wrought upon them. Others spoke with pity, lamenting the tragic downfall of a man who had once been one of their own. But amidst the gossip and speculation, one question remained unanswered. What had become of Kunle after he was banished from the village? Some claimed to have seen him wandering the nearby forests, a broken and haunted figure lost in the wilderness. Others whispered of rumors that he had sought refuge in distant lands, seeking redemption for his sins. Yet, regardless of the tales that circulated, one thing was certain: Kunle's legacy lived on, casting a long shadow over the village that had once been his home. And though the villagers had moved on from the darkness of his deception, they could not shake the memory of the man who had betrayed their trust. But as time passed and wounds began to heal, a glimmer of hope emerged on the horizon. For amidst the whispers of Kunle's fate, there were whispers of change, of a newfound determination to rebuild and renew the bonds that had been broken. And so, as the village moved forward into an uncertain future, they carried with them the lessons that they learnt from Kunle's downfall. They knew that while the path to redemption may be long and arduous, it was a journey worth taking. As they looked to the horizon with hope in their hearts, they knew that no matter what became of Kunle, their village would endure, for they were bound together by a shared history and a shared determination to overcome the darkness that had threatened to consume them. The echoes of Kunle's legacy faded into the background, replaced by the promise of a brighter tomorrow forged from the ashes of the past. And though the road ahead may be long and uncertain, the villagers knew that as long as they stood together, they could weather any storm that came their way. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell in order to be notified when another video is being posted.